All right, I'm Schuylar, and this is Jesse.
Hello.
We're from He Is Legend, and we're coming over May 15th through May 16th through the 25th with Hammers. And you can get all your info at the link below. I don't know.
Beautiful, guys. Good morning. How are you today?
Morning. Doing well. How are you?
Very well. Thanks, mate. So, as you mentioned, He Is Legend returned to Australia after 8 years for a run of shows, starting at Moe's Desert Clubhouse on the Gold Coast on May 17th, then going through Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and Adelaide, and finishing in Perth on May the 24th. So, what sorts of delights have you guys got in store for Australian fans?
I mean, we're coming and we're playing, songs off, the last 20 years. Like we're trying to cover our whole discography really, and give everybody a show they'd be really stoked to see, just because we don't get down there very often. So obviously we're promoting a new record and we're excited about that, and we're going to be delivering that, but we're just coming down to try to give any He Is Legend fan that's been waiting for us to get there, like, the show they want to see.
Give them a peek.
Yeah.
Very good. And 8 years is a long time in music, guys. So what's changed with He Is Legend since you were here last?
Oh, we've put out maybe three albums or more, and we've lots have changed. The world ended, then it came back, and then we put out an album, and then now we're able to leave our houses again, and so we're going to come to Australia.
Very good. And the press release says that He Is Legend show is guaranteed to firmly get under your skin and leave you wanting more. Like, that sounds more like an episode of Aliens rather than a
I like that. I like whoever wrote that. It's a raucous, rowdy American rock and roll show, and we can give you 110% of that. So if you like to party and bang your head and shake your hips and listen to loud music and go home with a ringing in your ears, then we're probably the band for you.
Oh, and you're taking Gold Coast Rockers Hammers with you for the whole tour. So why choose those guys to go support?
Oh, we just kindred spirits, rockers. We smell our own, I guess.
Have you heard much of their stuff?
Yeah, they're awesome. We just did a chat with them last week, and I think we're going to get along just fine. It seems like we're going to have a good time. Very
good. And the press release also describes your music as a torrent of hard rock, monstrous grooves with a blues flavor and meticulous yet melodic metal. Do you think that sounds about right? Does that sum it up?
That sounds great.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. That checked all the boxes for me.
Very cool. So just say there's some people out here that haven't quite heard much of He Is Legend before. What would you say to convince them to come along to your show?
If you like blues, I wish I could have done the quote verbatim. If you like blues tinged metal, whatever, with a kiss of rock and roll. No, we're just regular dudes in a band, and I think people get that. We're not trying to be somebody we're not. We like to rock, and we like to play loud and fast and have a good time, and that's kind of been our mainstay of our show. We give it our all, and we're tight, and you get what you pay for. So I think anybody who's never heard He Is Legend would be interested in seeing us live. I think it stands up. Our live show is something we've always prided ourselves on. So and if not, just ask a friend, and if they like us, they'll tell you that you better get your ass to the show.
Sure. Yeah. So go back in history a little bit, guys. Like, you started in the late 90s with Matt and Steve while you were still in high school. So were you taking it as a serious band back then, or was it just more a bit of fun when you were kids, more or less?
We were serious back then. I think as much as you can be when you're 18 and I think that I think that we were serious until we started touring pretty full time, and then we got a little silly about, just getting jaded and being on the road and hysterical for a while. And but yeah, it's when we started, we were just playing battles of the bands and just listening to like Korn and Limp Bizkit and stuff. So we've come a long way since then, but I think we're still pretty true to those. We're still those people, we still love that music, and we're still striving to do what we want to do musically, and we have like, an authentic flair to what we do. So I don't think we've changed too much.
Yeah.
We're still your favorite band's favorite band.
It's good enough for me. And he's officially adopted the name He Is Legend in 2003 and released your debut album I Am Hollywood the following year, which led to almost 2 years of extensive touring for the band. So looking back now, like, do you think you guys were ready to sort of go on the road that young and that early in your career?
I think that's about the age that you start to wander, and I don't know if anybody's ever really ready for it, because you have such crazy expectations of what it's going to be, but I don't think I would be where I am now if we wouldn't have done it. So I don't know if there's a real like straightforward answer to that question. Like, if you wouldn't have gone on those first couple of tours you went on, you wouldn't be where you are now. I think that you kind of have to be you have to get out of your comfort zone to really know if you've got what it takes to stay, if you have staying power, if you can make it through not seeing your mom on her birthday and, being away from your girlfriend for 6 months to a year. There's a lot of things that you don't anticipate when you first start playing, because it doesn't mean that much to you as a youth, so the things that start to make more sense and mean more to you over time as you get older, like, you compartmentalize and learn how to grow with it. But I don't think you ever change too much from that early person, at least like as far as your aspirations. If you're still grinding into the, playing a bar room at, in your 40s, then I think you pretty much sealed your deal. So,
and there's no way of knowing if you can do it. Like, you have to just get out there and try to see, even know if this is possible for you. So there's no way to know if you're ready. You just you do it, and then you instantly know, like, this is it. This is for me. And 95% of the other time, it's like, this is not for me. Yeah,
because I mean, your first couple of tours, I mean, you're playing for nothing, and you're playing for nobody usually, and but you're happy to do it, and you're there to make a name for yourself and to pay your dues. But I've certainly seen, in somebody's 2 years in, and they're all, that's where the rubber meets the road. And, can you handle that grind? Can you handle, like, you've been playing the same set for a year and a half, and you're starting to hit these clubs that you've already been to once this year. And it's like, little things that you wouldn't necessarily know are taxing become taxing. And something as much as like, this is my 4th Burger King Impossible Whopper in 3 days. I'm gonna cut my own head off. Those things, I've seen things so small break people on the road, because your senses are so heightened, because you're literally 4 inches away from your closest friends who you may not want to be 4 inches away from at any given point.
Yeah, so it's once all the like initial exciting stuff, you've seen the world a couple of times over, then it's like, are you really here because you want to be here? If you're not stoked, if you're not there for the music and the fact that you want to be there, I don't think there's anything that can make you, hop in the van and get out of there. So difference between like He Is Legend 20 years ago and He Is Legend right now, it's like, we're here because this is what we do and we want to be here.
Yeah.
Like it would have ended long ago if it was for anything of just like, oh, let's keep, finding these new exciting. We've, seen everything a couple times. So now it's, we're there for the same reasons, more or less.
And we touched on this a little bit before, guys, but how would you say that your sound has changed from I Am Hollywood to last year's album, Endless Hallway?
I think a natural progression, you know. I mean, we grew as musicians, as friends. We've changed, we've lost people, we've, you know, like we've had normal human experience. So 20 years of playing and touring and learning and growing is obviously going to show in the music. And I think we're just lucky that our fans have stuck by us and have like grown with us and have enjoyed like experiencing the growth that we've shown them over our, you know, 7 albums. So I think that that's one of the biggest saving graces, is that our fans, you know, we're lucky to have this fan base, and that's proven our longevity. And so kind of, you know, it speaks for itself.
I don't think it's not like you know, how has the sound changed? It's only changed because each time we're just doing what feels right to us at the time. And so, you know, there are even albums that are so many years apart that do, you know, you can definitely tell that's something, we're still the same people. But yeah, I mean, each time it's like, how it changes is just we're more open and excited to explore things. And each time you make an album, you get almost a little bit more brave. At least, you know, I think that's how we all feel. It's just like each time you're like, you want to explore some other aspect that you may not have had, like, not to say you didn't have the guts the last time, but it's just like you're trying to keep it fresh and exciting for yourself and the fans. So I mean, each album we just get a little more, I think, true to ourselves and what we think is exciting to hear. So that's why the changes happen, not because we're like, oh, we want to sound like this now. We just want to sound like us.
Very good. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much for your time today. Here's Legend are in Australia from May 17th for a run of shows with Hammers as support. So only a month or so away, guys. So see you when you get here.
Yep. See you
Thank you,
then.
man.